All right, good morning, class. Here's your second video for this morning's activities. You already made a flip chart for the characteristics of living things from chapter 1. Now you're going to be making a flip chart on the needs of living things. Now, people always get those confused, so really make sure that you remember to associate the different things with each one of those two topics. The needs of living things can be found on pages 10, 11, and 12. So after you're done reading, you should be a little bit more familiar with this. But 10, 11, and 12 describe 4 needs of living things. All living things need water, they need food, they need a living space, and they need homeostasis. We'll talk more about those things in class. But remember, on the front of your flip chart, you're going to be doing a title for each of those needs of living things, and then you're going to be doing a description of that on the inside. It would also be helpful to provide an example of maybe an organism using one of those needs of living things. Now, for making the needs of living things chart, a couple different ways you can do it. It mainly depends on the size of your notebook. Once again, if you think of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of printer paper, you pretty much only have room for about half of that. So what I would suggest doing again, if you have a full-size notebook, it might be a little bit easier to use a big sheet of paper. But I would suggest cutting a piece of 8.5 by 11 printer paper in half, again, and you're going to take one of them, fold it in half, and similar to what we did with the previous one, okay, so it should kind of look like this again, a tent. All right, similar to the previous one, you're going to be cutting some marks in this, except, unlike the previous one, instead of doing 3 squares at the end, you want to have 4. So try and divide it up into quarters as best you can. All right, it's not going to look perfectly even, but at the end of this, you should have 4 separate ones. Just like before, we left this one flat because remember, that's going to be the side that you're going to tape or paste into your science notebook. Then what I would suggest doing is getting out your glue stick or getting out some tape and pasting that. Well, I thought I had some paste here. So you're going to get out whatever you can to secure this and paste it into your science notebook. Just like you did before, paste this in. All right, write the title up here. These are the needs of living things. All right, you should have done that too with the characteristics. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. But you're going to put the needs of living things up here, just so you remember what this particular flip chart is about. On the front of this, you're going to write the 4 needs: water, food, living space, and finally homeostasis. On the inside, you're going to write a description of each of those 4 things, all right, in the correct place. Once you're done with that, take a picture of the front so I can see that you have all the titles spelled out well and you have those all completed. Then on the inside, I want you to take a picture of that as well, okay? Once again, you can take the picture using your webcam on your computer, or you can take it using your phone. I don't mind either way, as long as you submit it. Just a quick note about that. If you haven't already downloaded the Canvas app, it'd be a good thing to do that on your phone. If you don't have a phone, that's perfectly fine. Just keep using your webcam, and you'll be able to submit assignments just fine that way. Thank you, guys. If you have any other questions, make sure to send me a message. Thank you.